What is up guys, Bradza here, and welcome to something that I haven't done in a while on this channel, and that is Arsenal talk. Today, we will be discussing some of the things regarding Arsenal, the Arsenal season as a whole, and in this video, I guess we're going to be talking about who we're going to keep and who we're going to sell. So, we all know that Arsenal is my favorite club, and they've had a really poor season. Got eliminated in the Europa League in the semifinals by Unai Emery's Villarreal. Finished in 8th this season. Had our worst round of defeats in the Premier League this season. Just overall not a good season at all, and no European football for the first time in 25 years. Last time Arsenal didn't have European football, I wasn't even born. So it's just crazy to think of how far this club has fallen, and just want to drop a little bit of my input here. A lot of these players, I do think that a lot of these players are just not good enough for the team, and in this video we're going to discuss who we're going to keep and who we're going to sell. So this is how we're going to have work. So we have a little bit of a tier list, 5, I guess, categories. I didn't make a tier list, I found it online. I'll leave a link for you to make your own. But, we're going to have starters, rotation, squad players, loan or sell. Rotation and squad players are going to be basically the same sort of category. Loan players and sell players. A lot of players are going to be sold, in my personal opinion. A lot of players should be sold. So, it'll be really interesting to see what you guys think. So, drop it in the comments down below. If the club wants to be serious, they're gonna have to sell out of these players. So I do think that they gotta do that, and I guess we're gonna afford to have a smaller team now because we have no European football. So we can afford to have instead of a squad of like 30-something players, we can have like 20-something players. So this season will be crucial for Arteta. It'll be crucial for a lot of these players. I think last season was crucial for a lot of these players. It was like make it or break it for a lot of these players, and they just proved to me that they weren't for it. So, like I said before, if you're an Arsenal fan, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know who you would sell, who would you keep, and then if you're not an Arsenal fan, if you're like a Chelsea fan or something like that, if you're a general football fan, let me know who you would sell, who's one player that you would sell in your own team, or if you want to do it on Arsenal, who's a player that you think Arsenal should sell. Let me know in the comments down below. So yes, let's start this video. We ran out on how the thing's gonna work out. So the first person we have here is Bernd Leno. The thing with Leno is, I think we'll keep him. Everything is just thrown up in the sky because of the whole Onana situation. To be honest, if Onana's ban could get overturned and he's ready to play this season, I want to be against selling Leno. But as the things stand right now, we're not sure what's going on, so we're gonna keep him. Onana's a much better keeper than Leno. Distributes the ball better. He's more commanding on the box. He's faster playing out the back. I think Leno slows down and play a lot for someone that plays out the back. So we'll have to wait to see what happens in that situation. But for now, we'll keep Leno. Next person is Rennerson, and we're definitely selling him. Had a horrible season with Arsenal this season, specifically the game against Man City. There's that goal that him and Mustafi that game were just horrible and just not Arsenal quality. Second fiddle goalkeeper to in Dijon. He was a back goalkeeper in the worst team in France. Arsenal shouldn't be signing that kind of player, So when it comes to him, we will, I guess, sell him. Matty Ryan, for now, if the situation, depending on what happens with Onana, we're gonna keep him. I think he did pretty good for the second half of the season that he came on. Most of the games that he played, he did pretty good. Nothing to write against. I know he's had his share of poor performances at Brighton, but at Arsenal he's been really good, so we're gonna keep him. Hector Bellerin, sell. I talked to my cousin a lot about this. Hector Bellerin, for me, has had a lot of injuries and it's definitely affected his play, but I just don't think he's tactically aware of how to play right back, For me, Hector Bellerin, he's just not a player. I think he's stayed in the club for too long, to the point where he's actually comfortable staying here. I don't know, he doesn't cross up or like connect well with Pepe and everybody that plays on the right. I think Chambers does a better job doing that, so because of that, I think we got a hefty fee for him, maybe around 25-30 million. So I would sell him. Kieran Tierney, we all know we're gonna keep him. He's a great player, can cross the ball, never drops performances. He plays well basically every game, Mr. Consistent. Reminds me of Nacho Monreal, if you remember him back in the day. So we'll keep him. Gabriel will also keep him. Had a really good season for the most part. I just think that he needs to shore up his rashness. He's kind of rash a lot of times. If he could calm himself down, then I do think we have a player in our hands. He's very tall. I call him the Brazilian Van Dijk. He's tall, he's strong, he's a presence at the defense. You just can't miss him, and he throws his body on the line. We have a player in our hands. He's a very good young player also. Rob Holding is a player that has a lot of I guess divides opinion. I say keep him. I think Arteta sees him as part of the future for this team, and he's played a lot this season, so I don't understand why he will sell him. I know Bellerin's played a lot also, but for me, Bellerin he's had as many opportunities as Holding, and he's just not it. So for me, Rob Holding, he would stay, but I wouldn't start him. Cedric Suarez, who I'm selling. This one will actually be a little bit of a surprise for some. Cedric Suarez is a good player, but not a player that we should have signed. When we signed him, we had 2 right backs already, so there was no reason to sign him anyways. And when he was playing well, Arteta just dropped him for Chambers. So if you see Chambers as a backup right back, then I don't see the reason for Cedric staying if we're going to sign a new right back. So we will sell him. Pablo Mari is a good rotation player. We'll keep him left-footed. He's not far off from Gabriel, and he's experienced as well. He's won countless trophies in Brazil. And he's a player that I can trust if Gabriel gets injured. David Luiz already know he's going. To be honest, I would have given him a new contract just to comfort Saliba and Gabriel for one more season. And specifically Saliba, because he's, from what I hear from the players, he's somebody that is a presence and is vocal in the locker room, somebody that people look up to in the locker room. So I would have kept him, but he's already going, so we can't do anything about that. And before we move into Partey, there's another player that's here, Callum Chambers. He's not in this list for some reason, but I would keep him as a rotation. Next up is the midfielders. Thomas Partey, you definitely keep. He's had a on and off season, an average season for him, and it doesn't help that he had a lot of injuries, but some games he was really poor. Like specifically the game against Everton was really bad. The first leg against Villarreal, but I think he needs a consistent partner by next to him, a Bissouma kind of player, and then he'll be okay. Danny Ceballos, you're already letting him go, so he was horrible. He's a mid-table level player. I don't know why I got him again on loan. Nah, he just needs to stay at Real Madrid. Mohamed Elneny, that's a good one. This one splits a vote also, because Elneny, you know what you get with Elneny. He'll work hard, he'll do his thing, but he's not a great player. He's not a good player that's gonna make you compete for the highest levels. But I guess he could be a good squad player, so we'll keep him. Smith Rowe, we know we're not gonna sell him. So we're going to keep him. He's been incredible ever since he's come on second half of the season. And, if it wasn't for him, basically, I don't know where we'd be in the table. Granit Xhaka, Arsenal's former captain, we're going to sell. That's just another one that divides opinion. Granit Xhaka getting linked with a lot of moves to Roma and teams like that. No, specifically Roma. Mourinho really wants him at Roma. And, he's been here long enough. He's had a good season, I'm not going to lie. He's had a good season. He has his incidents against Burnley and all that stuff, but he's had a good season consistently, making us better. But I feel like we can improve on him, So we should sell him and then improve on somebody that's, better and younger and more mobile. Odegaard, I'll try to loan him in again. I know this is for loaning out players, this category, but we're trying to loan him in again. So let's see what happens in there. Am I missing anybody here? Okay, so now that was all the midfielders. So how many people we're selling? We're selling 5 players already. So so next person is Lacazette, and Lacazette was the hardest one to pick. The thing with Lacazette is he's so, he's so inconsistent. Sometimes he's the best striker, and then sometimes he's not good. Lacazette just turned 30 recently. Doesn't look like Arsenal's looking to renew his contract. He has a year left on his contract. If he leaves on the free, we lose money on him. He spent 50 million on him, and he only scored 40-something goals. Not good enough for a center forward, but then you can say that he hasn't played as much as somebody like Aubameyang. I would sell him. I would love to have him on the side, but right now we don't have the patience to afford to keep him. We need to make as much money as we can, and he's somebody that has a good value. He's a good valuable asset for the club right now. So I would keep him. No, I would not keep him. Sorry, I would sell him. Maybe make like, I think we get like 20-30 million for him. Next up is Willian. Yeah, we all know we're selling him. Had a horrible season. Willian, when he signed for Arsenal, we're like, why do we sign him? You know, he's not a player that we need. But then you find out his agent is Kia, who's also the agent of Mari, also the agent of Cedric, agents of David Luiz, and then also the agent of Edu Gaspar, our sporting director. So, you know, you really come into question as to like why you're bringing, you know, Kia's clients into the club, especially when we don't need him. So, for Willian, we gotta sell him. Even if it's terminating his contract, we need to move him on. He's not good enough for the club, and he's on mega wages. Like stopping the development of players like a Rhys Nelson or Martinelli, who haven't played as much as him. 1 goal with 36 appearances is not good enough. The fact that Alisson Becker has the same amount of goals as you this season, not good enough. Next up, Bukayo Saka. If there was a higher tier, I would put him in there. Great player. Our player of the season was incredible, most consistent. I feel like towards the end of the season, he burnt out a little, but you know, it comes with age. He shouldn't be playing as much as he should be. But 19 years old and playing like that, we have a future star in our hands. And right now he's a current star, but you know, he could be even better. So yeah, Bukayo Saka will keep. Aubameyang, a player that a lot of people say we should sell, but you know, it's an off season for him. We didn't have a lot of creative options for him this season. Smith Rowe only came in towards the middle of the season, and obviously he had malaria and you know, just having problems off the field. So you know, he wasn't feeling like himself this season. You could just tell he's not smiling. He usually smiles on the field, you know, but he's not happy. You know, he's not enjoying himself out there. I don't know if the pressure of being the captain is affecting him, but you know, for now, I would keep him. There's a lot of rumors going around that Arsenal's on the could listen to offers for him, and if a good offer comes in for him, no doubt I would sell him. Like 50 million comes in for him, of course. But right now, there's nobody in the market that we can attract that could replace him. So, I would keep him. Next up is Nicolas Pepe. I'll definitely keep him as well. I don't know, rotation or starter. He should be starting more, but I don't know what's gonna happen with. I don't actually know. I'll put him on starter. So yeah, Pepe is a player that we know has talent, and you know, that game against Leeds United where he got himself sent off, I was like, yeah, you know what, he's just a bust. Sell him. But he's completely turned it around the second half of the season. He's been one of our most consistent players. He scored 4 goals in his last 2 games of the season, and he could be a really, really dangerous player next season if he has the right tools behind him. Now he needs to be focused on his decision making. That's been a little bit of his problem this season. Instead of taking the shots, he'll be more willing to dribble the player one more time. If he could get that sorted out, then you know, him up front with Saka on the other side could be very, very dangerous. Rhys Nelson, a player that has not played this season. I would consider loaning him or selling him. I really don't mind which one, but I think I'll just sell him just because we don't have the we don't have the patience to loan him out. You know what? I'll loan him out. You know why? Because I've realized if he goes to a Premier League team like a Willock did and, you know, proves himself in there, then we could definitely use him or even sell him. So for this season, we will loan him out. Maybe to go to championship team, like a Swansea or Bournemouth, or even go to a Premier League team like Crystal Palace. I know Eberechi Eze is out till next year, so they could definitely use another winger to replace him, and Rhys Nelson could be that kind of player. So we'll loan him out, maybe loan him out to the bottom, like a lower tier Premier League team or championship team. Edin Nketiah will sell. For me, a player that's not good enough. He's got his chances and he just doesn't take them. He scored against Fulham, which I'll give him that, but for me, he's not good enough. I think if he goes to a team like Brighton, he would do well there. But, you know, I don't know. I just think that he's just very raw, you know, and I just don't think he's ready to be playing for Arsenal. And I think our style doesn't suit him, because I feel like he's more of a fox in the box poacher type of player, where you compare him to like a Aubameyang or Lacazette. Lacazette's more of like a drop deep and you know, creating plays type of striker, and Aubameyang is obviously, you know, your speedster. Nketiah, I think he'll be a good striker. I think he'll be a great striker actually, but at Arsenal, I don't think he'll make it. It's not what Arteta does, the coach. So yeah, we'll sell him. Martinelli will keep. Maybe not a starter, but a rotation player. Definitely want to see him play some more next year. Arteta did him wrong this season by playing Willian ahead of him. Don't know what he was thinking there. He should definitely be playing ahead of Willian. Willian should not be in the club next season. I beg you, please sell him. But yeah, Martinelli, we know he reminds me of Sanchez, to where, you know, he doesn't give up. He's always driving forward, and you know, his energy makes everybody else like next to him play better. It's like, you know, if you're playing on a sports team and then, you know, somebody that's younger than you is playing really well, you don't want to be like being outshunned by a youngster. You know, you want to prove yourself. So definitely a player that will keep his energy levels, increase the rest of the team, and you know, he's a good, dangerous player. He's going to be a great player in the future. Saliba, a player that we'll keep as well. Maybe not start next season, but a rotation player. Had his loan at Nice, did incredible there, made it the team of the season, and you know, I think he's ready for first team football. I don't know why I thought they didn't play him last season. They said that his movement or whatever wasn't good enough, but you know, Mustafi's movement's not good enough. Vernisson's obviously not good enough for Arsenal, yet you still play them. So I don't know what they're looking at. Saliba, in my personal opinion, should have started. Should have played a lot of games last season. But this season, he has to play. He has to play. Klasnach, sell. Klasnach, personally, I don't remember the last time he's had a good game at Arsenal. You know, a lot of promise when he signed. He was a free agent, but you know, just not good enough. I don't think we need that kind of player. We need to replace him with a proper left back. I feel like Klasnach is more of a left wing back more than the left back, and you need to play that sort of system with him. I think a team like Inter Milan will do great with them. A left wing back that, you know, be strong and, you know, pacey for somebody his size, but not at Arsenal. I'm gonna wrap on somebody that it's hard with him. It's hard with him because he had a really good season with Stuttgart, but at the same time, what do you make it at Arsenal? How many defenders do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Chambers is the 5th one. You know, is he gonna play? I'll leave him in squad player for now. So, maybe give him a chance in preseason, see how he does there. To be honest, I wouldn't be against selling him. If he leaves, he leaves. If he stays, you know, whatever. Nicolas Torreira, you know, he's had his problems off the field. It's very sad what's going on with him. You know, his mom passed of COVID. He's been he's been homesick ever since he signed for Arsenal. I just think he needs to go back to South America. It's crazy how his career just spiraled downhill like that. But you know, get himself, find his feet in Boca Juniors or whatever team he goes to. Like I said, he's not a bad player, but you know, if you're not confident, then you know you're never gonna achieve anything. So he needs to just go back to South America, you know, relax. Kind of like how Saliba's been, you know, went back to France, got his foot around, moved, you know, did his thing, and then now should be ready to play first team. But Torreira, you know, unlike Saliba, Torreira's already 25, so we gotta move him on. So yeah, we sell him. The last person is Joe Willock. A lot of people are saying that if we get a good bid for him, we should sell him, which I'm not against. If we get like a 40 million bid for him, we should sell him. But I don't see that happening, so we should keep him. Something that we lacked this season is a lot of goals from the midfield. Our top scorers this season were Pepe, Lacazette, and Aubameyang. And obviously there are strikers or attackers. She should be getting goals. But Joe Willock is our top midfield scorer this season, and he played for Newcastle for the second half of the season. So yeah, that's not good. We need to sort that out in the summer also, but I think we should keep Joe Willock. So yes, as it stands, this is how many players we're keeping. So we're gonna keep Leno, which is still up in the air. Kieran Tierney will keep. Gabriel will keep. Partey will keep. Smith Rowe, Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe will all be staying. Matty Ryan, I wouldn't mind loaning him back. Rob Holding will keep. Mario will keep. Martinelli will keep. Willock, depending on who comes in and bids for him. Because if he gets a 40 million bid like Iwobi did, then I'll for sure sell him. And Saliba will keep. El Neni and Mavropanos players, squad players, if we do get bids for them, I would sell them. You know, if Lenny got a 10 million bid from like Galatasaray or something, I would sell him. If Kostas Mavropanos got a bid from Stuttgart, I would sell him. Odegaard, I wouldn't mind loaning back in. And then Rhys Nelson, loan him out to like a championship side or lower division Premier League side like a Crystal Palace or Brighton or a team like that. And then these are the players we're going to sell. Obviously, Luis is already leaving. Anderson's not good enough. Bellerin not good enough. Cedric, I think he's good enough to be backup, but the fact that he hasn't been playing this season, I don't think he's in the plans for next season or this coming season, so we should let him go. Ceballos is just not a good player. Xhaka, a player that divides opinion, but you know, he's been here long enough. I think it's time for him to move on. Lacazette, another player that could bring us a lot of money. Willian is just a trash player, and Ketsia, you know, doesn't fit our system. Kolasinac not good enough, and Lucas Torreira not good enough for Arsenal. So this is it for the players that I would keep in the club. I'll make a part 2 on players I would sign for the club, and of course there will be no Buendia because apparently he's going to Aston Villa already, so it's a shame, but you know, it is what it is. If you guys would like this video, please let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Also, if you're an Arsenal fan, let me know who you'd keep, who you'd sell, and who you'd sign. I'll leave a link to this tier maker in the description, and I'll see you guys in the second part of this video. Peace. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.